Let's get it.
Let's get it. All right. Welcome to the Northend podcast, everybody. This is my first solo episode, uh, just as myself, as Jordan here. And I am here today to talk to Gunson.
What up? What up? How are you guys? Nice to meet all of you.
Yeah. So you're the first guest we've had who's actually not from not from our neck of the woods. You're from
Really?
yeah. We've mostly had local musicians and artists that are from the around Washington State. So you're from Missouri,
No, I'm from Michigan.
Michigan. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Michigan. Yep.
Cool. Yeah, and yeah, today you're in Anaheim. You're on the West Coast.
I'm on the West Coast right now. The weather here is crazy because Michigan is just cold all the time, just straight icy, and then you get just 3 months of just sun, and then it goes right back to cold.
Yeah. It's kind of similar here in Washington right now. It's just the winters are just you know mostly just very gray, just very soggy. It's not a whole lot worth going outside for.
Yeah,
But
it's so
yeah,
different here because like everyone be walking and shit. It's like, oh my god. I'm also so not used to walking in a line because like everyone here just walks single file because that's just all the sidewalks. And like everyone just walks slow. I'm like, oh my god. I'm like running in place half the time.
have you been over to California before?
I did like one time, but I used to do like church shit back when I was a kid, and like they just didn't want to do anything. So I was like, all right, I just gotta come back out here when I can and do shit. But I was like 14 when I was out here the first time.
Cool. Yeah. Well, are you
Yeah.
seeing some friends? Are you
Yeah. Got a couple birthdays. Did a couple studios out here. But yeah, mostly
nice?
for birthdays and writing music and all that.
And yeah, how's it? That's the main thing I wanted to talk about. Yeah, like, how's it going with music lately? I saw you have a new EP that came out pretty recently, about a month ago.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was fun to do. It was just vaulted stuff, just things on the album that I was like, I just doesn't really fit the concept. So I just made it an EP.
Yeah, and of course the EP I'm talking about is the one you put out, just called just a little something.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
it was a fun time. Literally just a little something, just 6 songs.
and yeah, pretty good body of work so far. Looks like you've been active for well, at least as far as your release catalog goes. Looks like you've been putting out music for like the last 5 years or so.
Yeah, serious. I've been playing drums since I was like 2, and I've been rapping since I was like 12. But seriously posting stuff for about like 5 years.
Nice. I didn't know you were also a drummer. Are you still playing
Yeah.
drums?
Oh hell yeah! I love the drums. I got a Premiere kit at home, and then I got a Yamaha tour I'm setting up right now, and it's great. I got some like these 22-inch pasties I want to put on there. They
Oh,
sound
sweet.
meaty. Yeah.
I, I know exactly what you're talking about because I'm a drummer myself.
Ooh.
Uh, yeah, I've been playing drums for about the last 20 years or so.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah, that's my instrument. And yeah, I practice pretty much every day or any chance I get. And I just have my kit over in a studio room that's pretty nearby. And yeah, I'm also a Pisces guy. Those are my symbols.
Yeah. Yep. They're just the best. My dad, he's also a
Yeah,
drummer. He like Zildjian, and I'm like, they're just too light. And they're just too like thin. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm. Yeah, I agree. Like they're all good. I don't know. I played on like Zildjians, Sabians, and other kinds too. But yeah, Pisces just seem to just have the right sound for what I want.
Yeah, yeah. Just gonna get like those nylon, like those thick nylon tips on them.
Yeah.
I love nylon. I don't really like wood. That's my drumming hot take. I like nylon tips a lot. They just
Oh,
make the
okay.
whole like everything just sounds more brighter,
Yeah.
like with nylon on it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I mostly use wood sticks, but yeah, I have a friend who also uses the studio, and he prefers the nylon tips. So I play around with his sticks a lot because the wood tips. The thing is, it's like they just wear down so quickly as well.
Oh,
Like
100%.
I go through sticks like so fast, and it's kind of frustrating because the sticks I like
Same.
aren't cheap.
Same.
So you said you've been doing hip hop since you're about 12.
Yeah, I've been freestyling in cars and shit since I was like 12. And then I was like 18. I knew I wanted to do music like just the whole life, but I didn't know like what it was. And then I was just rapping. I was like, yo, this is it. Like this is the type of shit I want to do.
That's sweet. That's sweet. Have you
Yeah.
always do you do all of your own production too? Like do
No,
all your own?
the funniest thing is my friend I grew up with, he started making beats the same time I started rapping like seriously. So a lot of the beats are just his beats. And then
Oh,
like it
okay.
just grew, just like meeting people in like the city, like just just meeting a ton of people from the city and just like making art, finding new producers, just linking in studios and all that.
Cool. So you're more of a so it's the music you do is there's a lot more collaboration going on.
And I like making solo stuff, but for me it's just more interesting to link with like producers with a like mind, just be like, oh, I have this idea in like this key. It's like, all right, let's try to play something around with that. And then I just get to writing.
And what's your writing process like? How do you come up with what you want to make your songs about? Like, I guess what I'm asking is how do you develop the vision for the music you make?
So I almost think backwards. So I think of the name. Well, first I think of the message like of the tape, like this year's tape. I'm doing a tape about superheroes and shit. Like it's concept and air quotes, but like a superhero and all that. So all the songs are like superhero related, and yeah, I think like okay, I want to make this. So let's try to find sounds and melodies and just pieces that will fit to that type of idea. So when I did In New Help, it was just like, all right, I just want to like talk about like, is it possible to do everything on your own? And it is not. It is you can't. You need people to help do pretty much anything.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, that's something I've definitely noticed over time too. Well, that first track that's on your EP here, like superhero music, is that what kind of started out that idea?
So that's crazy. I the thing that started the idea is I was reading My Hero Academia. Like
Oh
I
yeah.
was my friend he got me into it when I was in Buffalo like last year. He's like, dude, you got to read My Hero, you'll like it. I'm like, I watched like season 1 and 2, but I'm good. And I started reading it and I was like, holy shit, I gotta make a superhero album. Like, yeah, just after I saw All Might, I was like, okay, okay, I gotta do something like this. Yeah, I'm in a Mecha Godzilla tee, dude. Like all the all the that's just the whole inspiration behind music is just like cool art shit and action. Yeah.
Nice, dude. I'm into the same stuff.
Oh
Uh,
hell yeah.
I have a. It's not on camera right here, but I do have a Godzilla poster
Ooh,
over on my wall over
are
here.
you ready for Godzilla vs King? Well, Godzilla and Kong, New Empire,
Yeah, yeah. My
dude.
friends and I
That
have been
looks
looking forward
sick.
to that.
Yeah, my I cried watching -1. -1 was so good, dude.
Oh yeah, yeah. I saw that when it first came out in theaters. I was really excited for it, and yeah, it blew me away.
Oh yeah, you got a favorite Godzilla monster?
Oh, good question. Yeah, actually, if I had to choose one, I'm a big fan of Rodan.
Ooh, Rodan's sick. Rodan's
Rodan
sick.
is just such a like a chaotic asshole, and there's something
Oh
about
yeah.
there's something about him that I don't know, I just connect with, I guess. Not that I
You
try
see,
to be that way, but yeah.
that's me with Ibra. Like when you see Ibra, he's just this goofy lobster man, and you're like, who the fuck is this guy? He's just some lobster guy that pops out of the sea, and Godzilla's like, all right, just die. But his design, Ibra's design is just so cool. All my friends shit on me because I like Ibra.
Yeah.
I'm like, he's
I'm
sick.
not I'm
He's a
not as
lobster man.
yeah, that's one of the it's one of the monsters that like I wouldn't say like isn't usually like the top tier of ones people talk about.
No. Oh hell no. That's me. I'm walking. I was at Disneyland doing some birthday shit. I'm walking around asking for Darkwing Duck shit, and like half the people that work there don't even know the cartoon. I'm like, "Hi, do you guys got a Darkwing Duck shirt?" They're like, "No." I'm like, "Come on now." Yeah, I like a lot of not common shit, I guess. Also,
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, Darkwing Duck. Yeah, that was yeah, that's Disney. That was on the Disney Channel. I remember that show. Yeah.
yeah, Disney Afternoon
Mhm. Mhm.
with Tailspin and Bonkers and all that.
Right. Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel that. Like, last time I was at Disneyland was like several years ago, I guess now. But yeah, I saw someone walking around with like a Powerline shirt from a Goofy movie, and I
Oh yeah.
really wanted that. I was like, oh my god, I gotta get that Powerline shirt. And I went to all like the stores, and I'm like, do you guys have any like Powerline, the Goofy movie stuff? And they were all just like, no, we don't have that. We got like
Dang.
Goofy shirts, and I'm like, no, 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 that's not what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
So I get it, man. It
Yeah.
sounds like we got similar tastes and stuff
I've been
and stuff.
joking with all the cast members. I'm like, hey, where's Sora? And they're like, he's not in the park. Cause like they probably got that so many times from so many people. I'm like, excuse me, is Sora here? And they're like, no, Sora's not here. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, that's a little bit. I guess that's a little bit removed
Yeah.
from what they have around there.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, like besides the music that you have recorded, I wanted to talk about as far as like playing shows, playing live. Anything going on with that lately?
I want to. I want to get a show, but like I just don't know anyone to like get that ball rolling. Like I've never done a show yet.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. Like I've never done a show. It's just meeting people in studios and like going to my friend shows to meet people and all that.
Gotcha, gotcha.
Yeah. I did
So
a
what's the
couple like
yeah?
not
Go
for
ahead.
like rapping, but I played like a couple weddings here and there, or like drumming, but that like I don't really count that as like your own shit. You know what I mean? That doesn't
Hmm.
really count as like doing your own music. Like that's just like, hey, can you play at so and so's wedding? It's like, okay, yeah, why not?
Yeah, that's not really something you'd really like promote or
Yeah,
put out there as like, oh, this is like in my own gig I got going on.
yeah.
So yeah, I guess any opportunity to get on stage is good, but
Mhm.
yeah. So what's the scene like over in Michigan?
It's great. If you're a rapper, it's great. If you're from like the city and you rap, it's perfect. It's so nice. If you're doing anything else, good fucking luck.
Oh,
Yeah. Except if you're some emo band from Lansing, then you'll be fine. But if you're like, yeah, I do like I don't know, I'm like an indie, I do like indie music, they'll be like, all right, can I rap on one of your shits? It's like, okay, like everyone here raps. That's it. Everyone here raps, and you got producers. Like it's very funny.
interesting. Yeah, I mean, I'm
Yeah.
not really familiar with Michigan or like what music is popular over there. So, but that's good. I mean, it's good that you got like an area in which you can thrive and find like-minded people to interact with, collaborate with, or just yeah. So that's cool.
Yeah. No, it's a fun city to make music in, because like you got all like the Blue Magic homies. That's where I make music at with like Eli Miles and Dave Hill, like Steve Jobs and all them. Just very talented people, just that live in Detroit and all that.
Gotcha. Is that where you're from? Are you from Detroit?
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm from the suburbs of Detroit. I'm from Northville, but I was always like in and out of Detroit like that.
Gotcha.
Where I
Gotcha.
like all my dad's friends are like from the west side. So when he had a kid, he just like took me around and shit like that. But
Have
yeah,
you ever been
mostly
up?
from the suburbs. Like,
Have you ever been up here to the Pacific Northwest at all? Have you been to like Washington, Oregon?
I want to. I really do. I really want to. It seems like a vibe, but nah, I need to. We don't really get out much. It's weird when someone from well like me, it's weird if I pop out. I'm trying to do that more though, because the world's too big just to be in one place.
I hear that. I hear that for sure. Yeah, I was just gonna say, man, you got an open invitation. You should come up here. I'm from around the Seattle area here,
Ooh,
and I think that if you wanted to play a show, you'd
okay.
have like pretty much any opportunity to do it because all kinds of
Ooh,
music up here are popular.
ooh, hell yeah. Yeah, no, that sounds fun. No, I'm big down.
Oh yeah. Sorry, one sec. My
Oh, you're
dog's
good.
just fussing.
What kind of dog?
Here, I'll bring her on screen.
Ooh, the puppy cam. Let's go.
Yeah, I think she heard a dog outside. Yeah,
Oh, it's so cute.
but yeah, this is
Yo,
Kirsten. This is Kirsten, the podcast pug.
oh, what a great boy. What a great dog. Oh my God.
Yeah, she's just chilling back here.
Great dog.
Do you have any pets yourself?
No, my sister has a pet that he's the boy. His name's Finley. He's a Labradoodle. He's goaded, but no, I don't have any pets right now. I used to train dogs. Like I used to do 4-H, used to do showmanship. I
Oh,
had a
for real?
purebred Pomeranian. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I used to do showmanship when I was like a kid. Whole suit and tie, told the dog to sit, you know. People would like grade the dog's performance and all that. It was fun.
That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, I wish my dog could do any kind of like tricks or whatever, but no, she's just she she doesn't do much.
They don't have to sit. They don't know how to sit's a trick.
Huh?
Knowing how to sit's a trick.
Yeah, she can do that. That's true.
Yeah, then you're good. That's all you need if you're not trying to like do any like dog shows. Like sit and stay is that's it.
Yeah, she'll listen. She'll listen when she feels like it. That's basically how she does it.
Yeah, that's most dogs. That
So,
is
are
most
you
dogs.
do you have anything else like in the works right now?
I do. I have a mixtape coming out this week, and I'm working on the album. So you want to be a hero? Yeah, I did a whole writing trip while I was in California these days, just writing lyrics to all like the pre like all the beats that don't have lyrics yet that are sent in. A lot of stuff sent in, but now I was just writing and like figuring out what I want to say.
Cool, cool.
Yeah. My drum teacher, he had this quote where he said, if you don't have anything to say on a song, don't say it. Go live life till you have something to say. And I'm
Mm,
like, whoa, that is very true.
yeah, I mean that kind of goes along with the idea, you know, what is it? That like life inspires art or life imitates art.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
yeah,
no, it's so true.
yeah, you can't really have much to write about if you aren't really living if you aren't really living your life.
Hmm. It's just, and also like creatively, it's hard writing in your house and then writing in the studio and then writing in your car and then writing outside and then repeating all those four. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, yeah. So do you have
Yeah.
like notebooks or notepads as far as like
I'm so
where
glad
you
you
keep stuff
asked.
down?
I'm so glad
This
you asked. I got this. I got my phone with a bunch of lyrics on it with the notes. What I like to do is I write them in here and then I put on my phone and just like edit them, like do like this flow here and all that.
cool, cool. Do you have that? Is that are those notebooks something that go back quite a ways?
This one is new. This is like my newest lyric book. The first one is like maxed out with like old lyrics from like 2018 till like 2020. So I just had to get a new one. It's literally like brand like a couple months old.
Gotcha. Yeah, it sounds like kind of like how the way I go through sketchbooks. I like one thing about me is I'm an artist. I draw and sketch all the time. So I just have like a big stack of sketchbooks and just like drawing pads and all kinds of stuff here.
Oh,
So
sick.
yeah, I don't really like keep track of them very much. But I'll just like pull one out and I'll just like flip through it and be like, oh, this looks like stuff from like last year, or this looks like stuff from the year before. And I just kind of
Mm,
remember where I was
yeah.
when I drew all that stuff.
That's me when I make music. I can be like, I remember exactly where my mental state was and where life was at this current verse or like this current song, you know? Like it's a very weird feeling when you have like body like when you have like a solid body of work now and you can just look at it and like, whoa, like just recording 5 years of your life through an audio format is like really weird to think about, you know?
I hear that. Yeah. It's like a journey that you go through. It's something
Yeah.
that and then you can backtrack and see where you were then up until where you are now. And it just is like this story that you
I
have been writing.
I really like to think of like any artist playing like the longest JRPG of their whole life, which is funny enough their whole life. Like anytime like I'm in album mode, I think I'm playing like Persona or like
Mm.
Yakuza or something. Just some long like RPG because like you do so much shit in that time making an album. You know what I mean? And like you
Oh
don't
yeah.
know what's gonna happen or like what side quests you're gonna go on and whatnot.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. Yeah, sometimes I feel like my life is like those sections in JRPGs where let me think. Well, like some of my favorite RPGs are like some of the older ones that on like the old PlayStation, you know.
Ooh,
Like I don't know if you ever played it's not the most I guess it's not the most well-known one anymore, but one of my favorites is this game called Xenogears, if you've heard of that.
I've heard of it. I've never played it though.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. Anyway, it's this big, epic, super long, super complicated or super complex game and story where like once you get but it's like it's unfinished. It was just so ambitious that they didn't quite have the time or just the or just the resources to get it all complete. Whereas like when you get to the second part or like the last half of the game or so, you're just looking at these like game sprites just exchanging dialogue over and over again. Um,
That's kind of sick, honestly.
so it's
That's
just kind of funny, and they're just like
that's
talking about all
really
this
cool.
like they're talking about all this like really complex like philosophical and like existential stuff. So it's like almost like you're like reading a book, but it's just funny because like there's all this action, all this stuff going on beforehand, and then once you get towards the end, it's like okay, we gotta just get all this
We
story.
ran out of money. We gotta still make this game though.
Yeah, but yeah, sometimes like I don't know, I just think about that, and I'm like, oh, sometimes like that's what my life feels like. I'm just like standing here and just talking, and there's just like all these ideas coming up, but not like a whole lot of
Yeah,
action, not a whole lot of moving forward, and then finally
yeah.
things do get moving forward.
hmm It's weird because like when you want to make art, you can't force the process, but you have to nudge the process. But you can't nudge it too much because you're gonna get burned out. And if you get burned out, then you're gonna go all the way back to square one.
Yep, yep,
But you
yep.
still gotta keep it pushing. So it's like, oh my god.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
right when I like said to myself, I'm like, I'm just gonna do music. Like this is all I want. I've been passionate about it since I was 2. This is all I'm gonna do. Well, my life was just like, all right, bet, and then it just got hard. But like it's like that fun kind of hard, you know?
yeah. I kind of understand. Like the thing about inspiration is, and I think that's something that a lot of people who aren't artists who or just aren't really like the creative type, they think like inspiration is this thing that just sort of magically comes to you. And I've been in those ruts before where I feel like I'm not inspired or I just don't feel like I have any new ideas or anything that I want to have come out. But remaining idle and remaining in a state where you're just not being active with it is just a way for things to like the inspiration isn't going to come if you're just not doing anything, right? Like you got to sit
Oh,
down
oh,
and you still got to just work, you know?
yeah.
And I think some of that, and this is something that, you know, we all got to overcome, is I feel like a lot of what holds me back is just because I'm sort of afraid. Like I'll sit down and I'll just be like, I'm thinking about drawing something, right? But I'm sort of afraid because like, oh, what if what I draw isn't really good? What if it's not something that I'm going to be proud of? And then I think, well, hold on, like who cares? Like it doesn't matter. Not
Yeah.
everything you do is going to be your best work. You can't really just expect like each and every time you draw something or you write something that it's just going to be the thing you're most proud of, you know? And it's
Mhm.
just like, you just got to do it, you know? You just got to sit down and do the work. I forget which artist said this, but it's a quote that I think about pretty often, especially when I'm feeling like, oh, I'm not really that inspired or motivated to do stuff today, which is that the quote goes, I think I'm paraphrasing here, but inspiration is for amateurs and real artists just sit down and just do the work.
Yeah. No, that is true. That is very true. Wow. That's profound.
Yeah, and I mean it's the
Wow.
same approach. It's the same approach for me with drumming too, and this is why I kind of make myself practice pretty much every day. Um, I'm never really in a mood where I feel like I don't feel like drumming, but
Same.
because if I sit behind a drum set, I just feel like I'm sort of in my, safe space, so to speak.
Mhm. Yeah.
I just feel like, whatever comes out is good. And I sometimes, I'm, I'm sure you could probably relate to this too. I just got to play around for a while. Sometimes, like, I don't
Oh,
feel like I really get into my zone until I'm like maybe an hour into playing, sometimes a couple hours.
oh, for real. Like I just like do simple like grooves and like just 4/4 just to like warm up before I want to play songs and stuff, you know. Sometimes I don't even
Yeah,
play the song. Sometimes like I just want to like create a cool like beat, you know, just some like weird beat, and then I just like think about that, you know.
yeah, yeah. I mean, like something I do all the time. Uh, I just do like my basic warm ups. I do my rudiments
Mhm.
and all that stuff. The stuff I used to hate doing back when I was first taking drum lessons, thinking like, why? What's the point of this? Like, what is the point of this? Right, left, right, left, left, right, left, right, left. All these
Yeah.
sticking patterns and stuff like that. But then as I kept repeating the exercises over and over and getting faster, more fluid, and more confident with them, suddenly you start moving your hands around the kit and you
Mhm.
realize, oh, I can actually create beats and rhythms with this.
Yeah.
They open up these passageways in your in your brain where suddenly there's these new ideas you can come up with that you didn't really have the way of expressing them before.
Yeah, no, that is true. Yeah. Cuz like sometimes when I think of flows, I'm just behind a drum kit. And I'm like, how would this sound? How would this flow I'm trying to do sound on a drum set? And then I play what I'm thinking. I'm like, whoa, that's it. Or sometimes I'm like, no, that's too melodical. Can't really do that on a drum set.
Nice. I'm so excited that you're a drummer as well because I don't well, at least so far on our show here we haven't talked to anybody else who's that kind of musician. We usually talk to people who are usually like frontmen for bands, guitar players, and that
Mhm.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it makes so much sense because it goes right along with being a hip hop artist, right? Like it's all
Yeah.
about rhythm, flow, finding all those ideas, and then does so does I guess the question I ask is like, does playing drums, or how does playing drums inform like the way your flow goes? Is there a connection there?
Oh, that's a great question. See, when I play drums, I use a different part of like kind of like my music brain because I whoa, I've never got asked this question before. Um, I guess they relate because like when you're rapping, it's just like very like this, you know. And if you're drumming, still like that. But if you want to like change up the flow, you
Mm,
could do that on the drums. So like, yeah, I guess they relate like subconsciously. Like maybe I'm still using parts of my brain that relate to rapping and drumming. But usually when I rap, I just write shit and then just find a flow while I'm just listening to the beat, like while I'm like doing the cut of it.
okay, yeah, I see what you're saying there. And then, do you record any of your drums? Do you do anything where you come up with parts and you? Yeah, I guess what I'm asking is like the beats that you have in your music. Is that
Mhm.
anything that you come up with when you play?
So sometimes it's the producer, and sometimes it's me telling the producer, like, no, do this, like just playing the drums of it, and they add it like that, or I just put it in there myself. But my brain's so weird, I can't do a sequencer.
Hmm.
Like my brain gets frozen when I see a sequencer. I'm like, okay, okay, right there, and then right there, and then right there, and I click it, and then it goes at the same time. I'm like, damn it. But if it's a kit, I'm like, fine, you know? It's so weird.
Yeah, I'm kind of similar like that. Well, in the sense that I've been playing drums, like I said, for about 20 years or so, and I've never actually recorded myself unless it's for a song, I mean, unless I'm
Mhm.
just like, I came up with like a new groove and I want to show my bandmates, and I just like record that and send it to them. But very, very basic level of recording. But as far as like getting it actually like professionally recorded, where you have everything, you have all your drums mic'd up, and you have everything being recorded that way. I've always relied on other people to help me out with that.
Mm, yeah.
And I think it's just because like just the idea of being recorded, I just get so self-conscious where I feel like I can't just let
Mhm.
things come out naturally. I start thinking about it
See,
too much.
for me and like my old childhood friends, we had a gaming channel. Like we were squeakers. We were like 10. Because you got to realize I'm I I'm turning 24, so I'm like I'm a little younger than a lot of people nowadays. But yeah, I had a gaming channel, and like, oh my god, all those videos are private, and sometimes we just go back and like they're like home movies. Like they're like our like home. My friend calls them homie movies. And we just like go back and just laugh at like, oh my god, we really did this. But
That's so
I
funny. I
think like,
love that.
oh yeah, I tell everyone, I'm like once an album goes platinum, I'll drop all of those. Like
Was
once
this
we
like
go platinum,
when you talk about having a channel, was like was this on like YouTube or Twitch or
YouTube. It was called Game Bro Hams. I know, right? I know, right? We got some numbers. We hit like I think like 300 subs. Like it was crazy. It was something that like two 11-year-olds, 12-year-olds shouldn't get. But yeah, we just were like, hold on. This
yeah, yeah.
is the best example. I gotta find my DS. Here it is. like we'd have our DS just pointing at the camera like the whole time, literally just like
Oh,
this. Yeah, and just playing Pokemon or whatever, just like that the whole time. Like it was actually crazy. Yeah, no,
is this channel still up? Is it still you still got those videos
it's
online
it's
somewhere?
up, but nothing is on it. Like everything's private.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, everything's private. But once I go platinum, if there's a tape that ever goes platinum, I would drop all of that. I've been saying that since I like started.
Nice. You know,
But
I
yeah,
would say like, you don't even have to reach as far as platinum. I'd say go gold. Go
go gold.
yeah,
Yeah,
sell 100,000 albums. That would still be pretty tight,
yeah,
right?
yeah. You know what? Yeah. No, I'll lower it. I'll lower it. 100,000. That actually seems very hard in this day and age, too.
I was just trying
But
to think what goes platinum these days that isn't already like the most obvious thing, you know?
yeah,
Like I guess like I don't know, I guess like I just think of like the most like mainstream artists. It's like okay, it's like obvious they go platinum.
well,
Like
the
Post Malone or
first
something.
artist, the first artist to ever hit double diamond is Post Malone.
Oh, okay, there you go.
Yeah, Sunflower, the Spider-Man song that like hit double diamond like last month.
So Diamond is what is that? Is that 10 million or
I think
five?
so. I think
Okay,
it's 10.
damn,
Yeah,
double Diamond. That's insane.
yeah,
20
that is
million.
crazy to think about. He's the only artist to do it.
Damn,
But
that's crazy.
that's so crazy to think about.
Hmm.
Like, damn, people really like that song that much, and like two, like holy shit, you know?
Exactly. As far as your output, you know, I see
Mhm.
you're on Spotify, I see you're on Apple Music and other places. Like, do you ever put out your music physically too, or is it all online?
Uh,
Because some people, a lot of people, it's much more common nowadays or in recent years to just be completely just online.
I'm mostly digital. Like I know for this tape I want to do a whole like CD rollout where like the CD looks like a comic book and all that. But
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
yeah,
that's
no.
cool.
I think this will be my first like physical release cuz I don't know, I just want to do it just to say
Yeah,
it.
it's kind of similar with my bands too, or at least it's been this way since I've been in bands most of my life,
Mhm.
which is that we usually record just single songs, we put those out, or just like a small batch of songs, and we just put those out as a title. But then as we start building up more and more of something that's like a complete album, we were like, let's actually put it out. Let's actually print it. Let's get it on a CD and like just to have that as like a physical thing, as an
Yeah.
artifact of what we've done. And we usually go with the mindset of we're not like thinking we're gonna sell all these, but it's just cool to have it done, you know?
Yeah. No, I really should do it just for myself too, just to keep like a keepsake and all that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, you actually gave me a great idea when I get back because I got a DVD reader, so I should just use it like a CD reader.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, that's actually the funny thing about it too is that so many so many people just don't have disc players anymore. I mean, they're literally
Wow.
not built into things. Like
Yeah.
I got a new car a few months ago. It doesn't have a CD player in it. I had to buy
Oh.
one to attach to the stereo.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Damn. Wow.
that was one of the first things I noticed. And I love everything about the car, but then I was like, wait, where'd I put the CD in? And then I just find out that like, oh yeah, like because the car's like it's relatively new. It's like a 2021 car,
Mhm.
but yeah, I just found out that's like, oh yeah, like most car makers now, they aren't incorporating that into the
Yeah.
design and into the makes of them anymore. And obviously it's the same with computers. Like I got like I have an iMac over here. I got that back in 2019. It's got no disk drive. I got this laptop here that was like this is probably just a couple years old now. Yeah, no disk drive. Like I have a CD player in my living room, like connected to my stereo in there, but that's it. And that thing's pretty old.
Dang. Yeah, I got the only things I got that can use DVD like CDs are the PS5, the PS4, the DVD reader. I have to plug into my computer and take the back off and plug it into the motherboard and all that shit, and then unplug it because I don't want to keep that in because I don't have a compartment to hold it.
Right, right.
Yeah,
Hey, is it okay if we pause for just a sec?
for sure.
Cool. I'll be right back. Obviously, in the
All right.
video, I'll
Yeah.
transition this. I'll dissolve,
Go.
press fade, whatever. I just gotta get a cup of coffee real quick. All right. It's early for me on a Sunday. I don't know about you.
It is 11 here. My body thinks
Yes.
it's 2, so yeah.
And that's something I wanted to ask you about too. I guess while we're kind of on that topic is what do you think about physical media in general? Is that something that you care about because it's
Yes.
something that is kind of gradually going away and
I
yeah.
I am very scared that companies can just it's going to get to the point where you don't own anything. Like I have I have a lot of physical media that needs to be preserved cuz like companies can just be like, "All right, your favorite thing, it's ours now." Never going to be on. Like SpongeBob. There's just 2 SpongeBob episodes that will never be seen again cuz people be bitching. That's it.
Mm.
And like they're just like, "All right, you can't have those." And then it's just going to get to a point where companies are just going to own pretty much everything, and we're starting to see that now, and it's just very scary.
Yeah, and I noticed that a lot of big stores, like something recently that happened was Best Buy, a place I
Mhm.
used to go and buy music and buy movies all the time, is just completely doing away
Yep.
with all that.
Yep.
And it is something that is kind of scary because there's some stuff that's streaming right now, like a lot of titles that just got produced for, like, say, Netflix
Mhm.
have never been put out physically.
Yeah.
So if the show ever gets removed or taken down for whatever reason, it's
Just gone.
unless you find like a bootleg of it or something, it's just gone.
Yeah.
It's just
That's
disappears.
why. That's why I'm nowadays. That's why I'm so pro piracy.
Yeah,
Like I'm a torrent. I'm a torrenter. Like I torrent everything nowadays. Because it's
yeah,
like if this is how corporations are going to play, we're playing hardball now. You know what I mean? Like, of course I want to watch this. and I want to own the thing I watched. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
of course I'm gonna pirate it.
it's the only way to like archive stuff now.
Yeah.
Like some of my favorite movies that I watched growing up, and like I had like the DVD of it, and
Oh.
it's like it never got like a Blu-ray. It never got re-released. It's just been out of print forever and ever. And it's just like, well, what other option do I have? Like, I'm gonna
Mhm.
torrent this thing.
That's like websites like Vim's Layer. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
No, I'm not.
It is a site, it's a website that has video game preservation. So they just take ROMs and they just store them on this website and it's used for like
Oh, okay.
historians and you can download them and shit. So yeah, only site I use to like download ROMs now, but yeah, it's used to like preserve stuff like that. And that's the scary thing about music is like Spotify could just be like, all right, we're gone. And it's like,
Yeah,
oh, okay. But
yeah.
yeah.
It's I I was raised on this idea that like I just remember like my parents saying like, oh, like once you post something online, it's there forever. Everything on the internet lasts forever. And then I've come to realize over the years that actually no, no, things
No.
just disappear
Yeah.
on the internet. Like if you try and find like a website that's like 10 or 15 years old now, it's pretty much gone. And now it used to be that I mean, I don't know. I remember growing up and a lot of my friends and I were like getting into the internet and figuring out how to make our own websites and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And I try to find those every now and then, and they're all
Gone.
completely gone. And it
Yeah.
used to be that everybody had a website. A lot of people still do, but I feel like everything has gotten so consolidated now where if you talk about the internet with people, it's like there's only like maybe 5 websites total that anyone's aware of, right? And most of them are all
Yeah.
social media.
Yeah. Wow. That's great. They're what? Instagram, Twitter.
Yeah, YouTube,
I'm drawing
Facebook,
YouTube,
TikTok.
face Facebook, Tik. Yeah. It's crazy that like Vine, it's crazy how how big TikTok was. Cause when I was like a teenager, I was like, what the fuck is a TikTok? Like, I don't know what, dude, I did not. There was this one time I downloaded TikTok. I was hanging out with my friends in a Meyer, real Michigan shit. But the upload button, and I shit you not, was a pumpkin. And I was uploading a stupid TikTok video, and I said, how do I upload this? And no one knew how. I had to Google how to upload on TikTok, and it said, click the pumpkin. I said, okay, I am older now, because there's no way I would have clicked that. There's
Right?
it was a it was a it was a freaking pumpkin. I was like, shit.
Yeah, I know what you mean. And like for younger, I guess for people that are younger than us, you know, for them it's just like so intuitive. And
Mhm.
then I'll go on. I remember when like TikTok was first getting big, and I would go on there too. And I'm just like, I don't like, I'm not, I'm so not with this right now.
Yeah,
I gotta like learn what this is about.
yeah.
And now I'm like, okay, I get how this is a thing now. Um, as far as like social media goes, everybody has their opinions about social media, right?
Mhm.
Like it's like a lot of you talk to most people, and like, what do you think about social media? And I feel like most people who aren't like you know big on it or like influencers or whatever, be like, oh, like I don't like social media, right? And what's your relationship with it? How do you how how
I'll
do you
tell you
feel about
this.
yeah?
If I knew my dream wasn't music, I would not be on socials like how hard I am. But I'm still doing what I want. Like I post on Instagram stories all the time, and it's one to like just to post, and two because that's just my generation. Like everyone had Snap, just like posting Snapchats and shit. I deleted Snapchat a long time ago, but uh, yeah, if I wasn't like making music, I wouldn't. The word try seems weird, but like social media is almost kind of like a game. You know what I mean? But I wouldn't be posting as often.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. I mean, that's how I think about it too. If I weren't an artist, I don't think I would really interact with it very much, just because that's how I try to use it, or at least that's how I try to maintain, I guess you could say, a healthy relationship with social media. Is I use it as a way to just showcase my art or my
Yeah.
music or things I'm
Same.
working on. I don't like to get
Yeah.
into like social media drama and all that noise that so many other people like to engage with, because I mean, it's tempting. I get why people get into
It's
it so
just
much.
all, just all bullshit. Like I don't care what the hell Andrew Tate is up to. I don't care about Logan Paul's next crypto scheme.
Yeah.
Like I could care less about
Yeah.
like social media influencers. It's like just
Yeah.
stop.
Yeah. I feel that way too. I just like sometimes, but sometimes, man, I just get so tempted to just be like, oh, maybe I'll have a take on this. But then I have to like step back and think about it a little bit, and I go
Yeah.
like, what am I adding? What am I adding to this?
Yeah,
what is the
you
point?
don't have, that's the thing, like when you like post something on your like Instagram story and you see what you posted, you're just adding fuel to a fire.
Mhm.
And it's just like, oh, like this dude sucks. Oh, I'm angry. And like it doesn't like it's like, okay, like so is every single normal person that's not a part of someone's cult.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
all the ones that are a part of like said social media influencers hive mind is like, oh, you're evil KYS, bro. It's like, oh damn. Okay, wow. You guys are actually brainwashed. Okay. And then you're like, I don't know what to do anymore. Cause those like the K-pop scene, bro. Oh my god, those Twitter people are evil. Actually evil.
Oh yeah. Oh, I've seen that. I've seen that like just happening, and I see how like, yeah, just like malicious it gets, and I just gotta like I just gotta stay out of this,
Yeah.
because however I can avoid interacting with these people, I just yeah, I just gotta do that. But it sounds like you have a pretty good and this is one thing about why I wanted to talk to you. Is like, when before we just started chatting, yeah, I didn't really know who you were. And then I just started checking out your music and just seeing what you're all about. And one thing I just found really, yeah, just really attractive and engaging about you is that the when I listen to your music, I really like the outlook that you present. So what I mean by that is like your music has, at least the tracks that I've heard, have overall like positive, like uplifting vibe to them. Is that right?
Yeah, that's the whole my whole goal. Like what I say to everyone is, let's make music today for a better tomorrow. Like that's the whole goal for music. Like at the end of the day, that should be the goal for art. That should you make something for a better tomorrow. Like I have songs that are like I'm sad in, but that's just like that's just what I
Sure.
was going through, you know? You know, people just be going through shit and you want to put it on songs. But I want to I would always want to spin it into like something that someone can be like, yeah, I was there and do cuz I don't know. I'm a very my like background is very relatable. I was the kid that wore a whole Spider-Man costume inside a Kroger, dude. You know, like I was that kid, you know? Like I was Naruto running when I was like 8 or 9. And I thought that it does make you faster, by the way. To anyone that does not agree, it makes you faster. I don't even care what you're gonna say. Doing this, you run way faster, bro. But yeah, no, it's just like I music saved my life in so many ways. Like I struggled with depression, suicide, like so much stuff, and like it all just came back to like superheroes and anime and cartoons and just gaming and music, you know? So just all the shit I like, I'm gonna help people like not like just help people what I've been through and just put it on songs. Cause but I do agree sometimes there needs to be sad songs, but not all the time. It's like it'd be weird if I made a love song. You know what I'm saying? Like my friend said like your music is for like the boys. I'm like kind of, you know? Like a lot of my references are like gaming shit and anime shit, you know? But it's not like too much. It used to be a lot when I like uploaded stuff to SoundCloud, but I
Hmm.
definitely found more of my sound and more of myself. But yeah, no, I just want to have fun. Like I just want to like make people smile when I like drop a song. Or just be like, "Oh, that bar was like he's talking shit. That bar was like what the hell?" You know what I mean? Or just they like the beat or like, "Yo, this fire."
Hmm.
Just something to make people happy. Like that's it.
Yeah, that's great. And yeah, I think that what you express comes out seems to come out very naturally. And yeah, like you said, like sometimes songs are, I guess, sadder or more emotional or whatever comes out. I think that that's where you that's where you find your outlet, you know? Like in
Yeah.
the music I play, yeah, there's songs that are just run the whole gamut of emotions,
Mhm.
whether it be happiness or anger or depression and sadness, whatever. It's all there. And, you know, the point is, it's like you want to put stuff out that you know that wherever someone is in their life, there's gonna be a there's gonna be something for them to connect to, you know?
Mhm.
And I think that's really important because there's so much music I would say like these days, but I think it's always been the case where there's so much music that really is just you listen to it and it's just about nothing,
Yeah, it's
you
just
know?
like money, sex, cars, home wrecking, you know, or I'm sad. And it's like, come on now, like you at least try. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah. Or it's just something like
even
really generic, like this song's about, oh, we gotta fight the system. And I'm like, okay, what system? What are you talking
yeah,
about? What do you could you specify what system we're
exactly.
trying to take it down? Or trying to, like
Like
yeah.
that's you just actually reminded me of a great song. It's by Kendrick Lamar. It's called Auntie's Diary. It's a whole song about like have you heard it? It's off his new album.
I haven't heard that yet, no.
it's
But
a
go on.
great it's a great piece of the like LGBTQ plus and like just all of that and like just how to relate it to a society that just still doesn't understand trans rights and all that. And like
Hmm,
Kendrick breaks it down very, very well. And like when you were
hmm.
saying fight the system, it's just like, okay, like he was talking about something like that and spun it in like a great digestible way that was like, okay, okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
great song.
I'll have to check that out. But yeah, I mean that's something that's good. Like if you're gonna have some kind of message in your song, like yeah, be articulate about it. Actually, I don't like it when things are just so vague and
Mhm.
non-specific. I like to actually know what they're talking about and actually having the passion and actually having the drive to really just do that. I'm not saying like every not saying like art has to be like completely on the nose, but
Because like
it
there's
has to
some
have
artists,
something.
there's some artists like Yeet. Yeet's a great example of this. Yeet is the best shut your brain off music and just rage to, just rock out to, you know? Like
Hmm.
Turban, that song goes crazy. Tonka, that song goes crazy. I don't know what Yeet's talking about. I also don't care. That song is insane.
Yeah, man. Sometimes you just want to put stuff. I mean, sometimes, yeah, I go the other way too. It's like I just want to listen to this song because I just want to party. I just want to
Yeah,
just rock out to this. I
yeah.
don't
Like
need to
when I
have
want to
it
think,
be anything else.
there's this quote. I don't know who said it. It was someone in my life, but I just don't know who said it because it's been around so long. It's like when I want to use my brain, I'll use my brain, and when I don't, I won't. It's like hell yeah, like that's the move. And
Yeah,
then
for
when you make
sure.
art, you just overthink everything, and then you're always using your brain.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
You can't. I think it's good to use your brain, of course, but
Oh
you also shouldn't think about it too much.
no.
I think there's there's definitely a balance
Oh
to
yeah.
to all that. But well, Gunson, we've been going on for about over an hour now. So
Oh
I was
really?
thinking,
Wow.
I know. I just looked at my recording. I just looked at my
Wow.
timer here, and I was just thinking before we just. I was thinking we could probably start wrapping it up here.
Yeah,
Um,
that's cool with me.
cool, man. Well, is there anything you want to plug right now? I mean, obviously, we talked about your EP that just came
Mhm.
out pretty recently, and you have an album that you're working
Yep.
on.
Yeah, that's gonna be in the
Eh,
fall. I'm dropping the origin story mixtape for the EP. I mean for the album, I'm sorry. And that's coming out in mid-March. I think like by the like March 15th, 16th, something, somewhere around there. Like the second week of March. So go listen to that. Thank
Nice,
you.
nice.
I just I just gotta say, I've been a fan for a minute. So this is this has been sick to just be on. And like just I can't thank you enough. Like this has
Oh,
been
for sure,
fun.
for sure. As
And
soon as
this
I started chatting with you, I figured, okay, this guy's going to be super fun to talk to,
it
and
is it's
that
great.
was before I even listened to your music or anything.
I've
So
I've
yeah,
I've been excited for so long. Yeah. No, just thank you. It's been an honor. It's been an honor to chat with y'all.
yeah, man. And look, the doors are always wide open if you want to come back again. You're more
Oh,
than welcome. We can,
hell yeah.
whatever you got going on. Yeah, we can do this again. But
Hell yeah.
and yeah, and I'll plug all your links up here so that
All
people
right.
can find you right away.
Mhm.
And yeah, with that, I would just like to say, yeah, thanks again for coming on, and thank you everybody else out there who watched or listened to this. And yeah, again, Gunson, it's just been great having you on.
Thank you. Thank you. It's been a pleasure to be on.
Oh yeah, man. Well, until next time, yeah,
Yes,
this is
sir.
the North End podcast, and we'll see you soon.
Have a good one.